positions. 11, they should be treated as such. The Bears are back, baby!
Welcome back to I75Live, episode 54. First week of NFL football. We are officially back.
Finally.
Long summer, long talking about all these teams, the draft, free agents, players getting hurt. It doesn't matter.
And traded.
First game of the season tomorrow. First full Sunday of NFL Red Zone. All we love.
Well, this will be later today, too, when we post this episode. We'll have a football game later that day.
We will.
Is this where Dylan can say the Bears are back?
The Bears are back.
Winning the Super Bowl?
I've waited this long.
Are you ready?
No, I'll wait. You know what?
I'll wait
even more.
With the NFL being back, though, we do have a lot of college football to talk about. Some of the big stories, obviously the Archie Manning, obviously the Bill Belichick. We'll get into all of that. We have 4th and Long, and then we will go over, we're going to retouch a little bit on what maybe our expectations are, or the pressure that some of these year 2 quarterbacks have.
Yep.
We've got some rookie debuts of some big ones that we could talk about as well. And then we are going to start our 75 Pick'ems. We did it last year with all the graphics, with all the guys. That is coming back. So me and Dylan will pick ours that will be on that graphic, along with Jack and Colin and all the guys, that Vanny, everyone who's on that.
The group got bigger this year.
It did. We added a couple. And then NFL season, we told you guys we were doing this. This is our week 3 of us picking 2 player props, and then that will wrap up our season-long bets that we have. Without further ado, though, college football. So I first want to give a round of applause to not only you, Colin, and Vanny.
FSU, baby.
You and Colin believed in FSU against Bama. As we all saw, FSU pulled through. And Vanny, we gave him a little bit of shit for picking Carson Beck and the Hurricanes over Notre Dame. What ended up happening?
That was money.
And, Carson Beck looked really good. I know he didn't do anything spectacular, and that's what people are saying, but he didn't turn over the ball.
Yeah.
He had 2 touchdown passes, and he was able to control the game in the 4th quarter when they needed to.
I said it last night that I think the main difference that I saw between Carson Beck in Miami and Carson Beck in Georgia is that the receivers were catching the ball. That's like the only difference I saw, really, because he looked good, and he looked good at times in Georgia. But
he also took a shot, I think, at Georgia, where he basically said, yeah, I have more control to kind of do what I want.
Yeah.
Whether that was changing a play, whether that was, so it was a little bit of a shot at Georgia being like, look, they had me do whatever they wanted me to do, and I couldn't. If I saw something, I had no authority to change it.
Yep.
That's kind of how I took it. But take all that aside, you beat Notre Dame in a top 10 matchup. Everyone was giving you shit for everything that happened, whether that was your dating, personal life, whether that was how you played on the field. Doesn't matter. He came out, he won the game. So round of applause to Vanny. You believed in him.
He did.
You got that right. And then and Colin, I give you guys props. I thought you were a little crazy to not take Alabama against an FSU team who won 2 games last year, had new offensive coordinator, knew everything.
And how do you think they're feeling about not having Saban now? Those Alabama fans,
Bama is dead in the
not
water.
in a good mood.
They're like every other school now. There's really, they don't have that.
I think they're a little bit worse than every other school. Did you see the clip I sent of Kalen DeBoer, his post-game press conference? Dude, that is not a guy that, one, should be filling in the shoes of Nick Saban. But just in general, I think I got the kind of vibe that this is probably his first head coaching job. I don't know. Or at least one of the first.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back. I know they've got a really bad team that they'll probably beat by 45 points, and that's just kind of how it all works out. But yeah, you got given a Lambo, and all you had to do was keep it in between the lanes.
Yep.
It's not like you came into a program that was just like I'll hint a little bit what we're going to talk about with Bill Belichick, to where he had 70 transfers.
Yeah.
So it's not like that, to where you're coming into a program that just really hasn't been all that amazing. You came in to a Lambo, and all you had to do was drive it, and you're starting to
Swerving.
Yes.
He's getting the death wobble in a Lambo. Doesn't make much sense. But yeah, I think next one, though, another surprising matchup. I honestly didn't see this coming, but Archie Manning, I guess a little bit of hindsight is always 2020 that
sure.
Archie Manning was playing against 2A competition in high school.
Okay. So,
no. Just let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, I'll let you
Before even playing meaningful snaps, yeah, he had a few last year,
Hater.
but everyone jumped straight into throwing him right into the Heisman conversation. And yeah, he was highly touted out of high school, but just go back and watch the kinds of things that he was going up against in high school. And your first real start being against Ohio State, at Ohio State, I'm not surprised in the slightest that he looked like this. The stats honestly don't show the whole message. He was shaky. He was shaky.
So what you just said, I'll work against you.
Okay.
Is why does it? So you're telling me a guy. Now, first off, I think he was way overhyped.
Yes.
And also now being way over. What's the word I'm looking for?
Overhated.
Well, they built him up.
He was way overhyped, and now he's being way over criticized right now.
Yeah.
Between what happened. So my argument to you is, looking back, and like you said, 2020. Matt Patricia used to coach. I mean, he's won how many Super Bowls? He has arguably the best defense in the country right now in Ohio State. Best secondary player in Caleb Downs.
That is true.
So, in my opinion, what were you like? I know there was some stuff that it was bad to where it was like, okay, that didn't look very. But what were you really expecting? And I understand, and it's not like he did all his hype of, I deserve to be this. It was everyone else. If anything, he was really, really quiet and behind the scenes and just kind of stuck and was like, I'm just going to go out and play.
What about Archie Sr., though? Didn't he kind of maybe he needs to be a little quiet?
No, I think he's been good too. I think they've all been really good at him being quiet and him just waiting his turn.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. He just got thrown in to the worst situation for a first game possible in the horseshoe, defending national champions, a 3-time Super Bowl winning.
Yep.
I mean, dude was probably licking his chops of what he was doing with Art and confusing him with the coverages. And I saw a great explanation of Dan Orlovsky on ESPN showing what the defense was doing and how literally every single play, Arch was completely outnumbered to where the play was supposed to go. I also don't think that Sarkisian helped him in any shape of in any way. And I think this is also the third or fourth time that he's kind of shit his pants in big games. I mean, he lost to Georgia twice last year. We saw what he did in the playoffs, and the red zone offense
they almost lost to Arizona State.
The red zone offense was terrible. So to me, I don't think his coach gave him any help. I think he was way over criticized. Or way over, I'm losing my words.
They really honestly he got treated like a Manning, unfortunately, even though it's not his fault, but it's going to be a storyline all year long. And lucky for him, their next 3 opponents in true college football fashion are San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston. So don't worry, by week 5, he's going to be right there in the Heisman conversation, just in time for the Florida matchup. Don't you worry about it. He'll be there. And then after that, they get Oklahoma, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. 3 more matchups where he has time if he ends up shitting the bed against Florida and Oklahoma, where you're like, oh, see, he can't play because they're SEC opponents. Even though it's the bottom 3 teams in the SEC, he can play. And then Georgia matchup. That's honestly the matchup against Georgia and Florida are the 2 that I am looking forward to the most for Archie. And I'm not, honestly, I know it kind of sounds like I'm hating on him, but it's just, we needed to pump the brakes. And it's the media's fault for building him up so much. Yeah, he's a Manning. But again, he was playing against 2A competition in high school. He got to sit for 2 years in college, but his first real action is against the national champs of last year. It's not, I just think we need to pump the brakes. And unfortunately, like I just said, their next 3 matchups are going to propel him straight to the top again. When realistically, we need to wait and see with Archie now.
This is, I think everyone is social media, everyone's so fast. so fast to just completely jump off of everything. And I'll be to wrap up college football though. I truly don't think there was any one quarterback, in my opinion, this weekend that was just absolutely dominant.
Georgia Tech, Haynes King. That's the only one, but he looked really good.
He looked good.
Didn't make any mistakes.
But for how he had one fumble. Yes, he did.
How are you guys forgetting about what Kennesaw State almost did to Wake Forest?
Yeah, that's funny.
Can we shed some light on that?
I mean,
was
what
watching
happened?
that game. It was 10-9. Yeah, it would be tied. You're right. We missed an extra point right after scoring the first time. But man, do we have any Owls gear? Yeah, go Owls.
Yeah.
Proud of you, boys.
But
I'm proud of you.
I seriously, I didn't watch a single game against, like, I know Georgia, they beat the crap out of the big games. I didn't watch that and go, I mean, it's, if anything, the transfer portal has really kind of leveled everything out. But I didn't watch one team and go, yep, that's...
Well,
he's really good.
Ohio State, new quarterback.
But even him, he played behind his great defense, didn't make any mistakes, had the one touchdown pass in the end zone in the what, I think it was fourth quarter that really put him ahead. And that was what he needed to do.
Yeah.
So there wasn't one guy, even the South Carolina guy. He started out really good, and then all of a sudden it was like he just kind of stalled out, was able to control it. He had some big plays in the fourth quarter to move the change with his feet.
Yeah.
So, but there wasn't one guy to where I was just like,
you know what? No, I will counter that. DJ Lagway. I don't. They played nobody, but DJ Lagway looked like.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll say Gunnar Stockton was the next.
Even though, because I did like Stockton. I went back and watched that game. Stockton looked good, but Lagway, quite honestly, is my favorite for the Heisman right now. Out of seeing everybody, and like I said, they played nobody. But Florida has a very tough schedule this year.
They do.
So he is going to get plenty of opportunities, and he looked good last year. And that was like, bare minimum. He hadn't really played much then. I think DJ Lagway is the one guy, the one quarterback that is going to be very, very highly sought after this year.
That's fair.
If not Archie, if not Lenoris Sellers, DJ Lagway. Definitely.
Listen, though, too, you guys forgot somehow that I picked Miami to beat Notre Dame.
You did.
I did call that. And so that wasn't a big, crazy upset for me. But what really flipped the football world upside down, I think, was the Alabama loss. Yeah. And Alabama, they're ranked, 21?
Good.
Like,
they lost.
When's the last time they were not in the top 20? Like, they might, one more loss, they're out of the top 25. How long has it been? Like those fans, I've seen them on my Facebook. They're going crazy.
Before Saban, that was the last time. Whenever, literally the year before they hired him. Yeah.
But in college football, it's going to be interesting to really see who really propels themselves to be that Heisman caliber quarterback that we see every year. And I just personally didn't really see a guy that week. So only time will tell. Yeah. Fourth and long, though. Let's get into
our next segment.
Next segment, fourth and long.
Oh, we're going to have some fun today.
Fourth and goal. Fourth down and 20. Fourth and 21. Not the way you want to try to extend it.
All right. So first off, Johnny Manziel in the news. He was quoted talking about Matt Patricia. I know you just mentioned him a minute ago. He basically said that here's a guy that's prepared for Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. You got to think he is chomping at the bit for some of these young QBs. It certainly showed. But you just wonder, is this what it's going to be like all year? How easy is it for him to confuse the heck out of some of these college quarterbacks?
You need the players to
and they have
act out your scheme, because we saw it doesn't always matter with Mr. Bill Belichick, who I'm sure you'll bring up later. But I think it's a match made in heaven. The NFL coordinator who's proven, won Super Bowls, has had top defenses, gets the best roster in college football. There's really only one thing that can happen. So I think it's who's going to beat Ohio State this year.
With the teams that they're going to be playing, to where chances are a lot of these quarterbacks that they're going to be playing are
rookies.
First year in the system, first year freshmen. with
Michigan.
New.
It seems like every quarterback's a first-year quarterback. It almost seems like with every team.
That's just how the transfer. So he's looking
at
that.
He might be eating lunch all season long.
He's looking at it going, as long as I keep the guys that I have, this is gonna be a fun year. And he's kind of said that too. He's like, he was talking about the stadium and playing at at Ohio State at the Horseshoe of how loud it was, and he's like, I loved it. You don't find anything like that in the NFL.
You want to hear Ohio State's schedule?
Is Ohio State going to lose this year? Like, are they?
Good question, and I can answer it for you. Probably not. Texas, they just got that one out of the way. Arguably their hardest matchup outside of maybe Penn State, and Michigan's always tough, but let me just list off who they're playing. All right, this week they're playing Grambling, and then Ohio, and then Washington, Minnesota, Illinois. Illinois got a good team. They're ranked 11 right now, but Illinois versus Ohio State. Yeah. Wisconsin, Penn State, tough one, but Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and then Michigan.
Oh man,
it's like one game.
So
they might lose one game, maybe
the Michigan and Penn State, just because history has said that they've lost.
So they're going to get a first round bye. They'll get a bye in the playoffs because of this.
They'll win the Big Ten, even if they lose to Michigan in the regular season. They won't lose to them 2 times. Yeah.
Injuries happen though. Yeah, and they are starting a freshman quarterback still, but
that defense
right now
with their defense, they don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, they really
just need someone to manage the game.
Yeah, Michigan didn't need it when they won 24.
Okay, so there's an unwritten NFL rule that basically says that it's a way that GMs have been able to stash injured players. They can take players that are on and put them on IR that are injured to kind of save a roster spot. And there's this unspoken rule that teams aren't supposed to grab them off waivers. Yep. So this year, Willie Lampkin, right, offensive lineman on the Rams, they put him there. Center. 31 teams respected this unspoken rule, except for the Eagles.
30 teams.
Howie Roseman broke, 30 teams, I guess. Yeah. Howie Roseman broke tradition and claimed him on waivers. What are your thoughts? First of all, I friggin' hate the Eagles. Of course it would be them to do this. Yeah. But what are your thoughts on that? The fact that he broke this unspoken rule, and what does that say, I guess, going forward and how people are going to view the Eagles?
I think this stems from? Hold on.
A little
No.
bitch.
You know where I think this stems from?
What?
Sean McVay was very outspoken against the tush push.
Man. I'm going to take your center and run the tush push with him.
The Eagles GM basically said, okay, cool. Screw you. I'm taking your O-lineman.
I didn't even think of that.
So that could be maybe just a 5% of why he did what he did.
Jesus.
But no, I mean, I understand there's a lot of unwritten rules and unwritten this. And
I'm not a fan of unwritten rules personally.
There's just stuff you don't do. But at the end of the day, they didn't break any rules.
Well, that's going to come back to bite them in the ass at some point. You got to think.
Well, they claimed a player that they needed off of another team that if the Rams wanted him so bad, and I know teams do it to kind of hide injuries and when guys hurt.
Well, it's a way to kind of extend their roster past 53.
I completely agree with all that. But at the same time, that's what that is for. You put those players on waivers for other teams to then pick them up based off positions they need. And the Eagles didn't break any type of rules. They obviously needed an O-lineman. They found the best available. And the Rams, I mean, if they wanted him so bad, they should have kept him.
They play the Rams week 3, by the way. So... Yeah. Maybe they have some injuries and Mr. Willie Lampkin is playing.
I don't mind it. Do I think it's a little scumbaggish just because it's the Eagles and they have a reputation for being the big bad guy and the bully? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But they didn't break any rules.
No, they didn't.
They needed an O-lineman. They found the best available and they picked him off of waivers.
It's just a scumbag move.
I think it's a crappy move.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Definitely.
But they didn't break any rules.
No, it's not illegal.
So I was excited about a few games, and obviously my team, the Montana Grizzlies, they did not have their season opener this weekend. Don't know why. Yeah, I thought everybody played on the first weekend. They don't start until next week. So didn't get to watch them, but there was a game that I was excited to watch. And of course it was over the top of one of your guys' drafts, Bill Belichick. So North Carolina's first drive was a thing of beauty. Oh, yeah. I texted Dawson and I was like, oh my God.
You should have turned off the TV after that.
It looked I was like, Dawson, this is insane. I literally thought Bill Belichick was going to run the entire drive like he did one year at the Patriots.
This is what he said. He said, I am watching the Patriots play TCU. That's what he said.
That's what I said.
Yeah, the Patriots with 70 new players and a transfer QB that didn't complete a pass for 2 hours.
Like that place was rocking. So okay.
Which, hey, I mean, first watching that, I just thought the same thing.
Well, yeah, but look, NFL guy versus college.
They didn't complete a pass.
But then, then they proceeded to get their asses kicked.
Yeah, 48-14. Right?
So was this first game jitters, or unlike what the announcers kept saying, they kept showing all those Super Bowl rings?
This is a brand
Is North Carolina a playoff contender?
No,
are you going for it, or are you punting?
This is my argument. What the hell did we have expectations of this team? They had 70 transfers come in. 70. Like, what, for real, what did we expect?
Has a team ever done that before and come in with a completely new roster?
I mean, Marshall kind of did it because they lost all their teams.
The transfer portal's only like 3 or 4 years old.
But they said it. They said, I can't remember what game it was. They were talking about.
I thought there was a team a few years ago that did that.
No. It was the TCU.
Oh, it was Colorado. Remember, the Dion, he brought in a bunch, and it didn't.
Portal.
Yeah, but TCU, they said, well, TCU has, I think they wanted to say like 35 new players, and 20 of them, 20 of them were freshmen, not even transfer portal. So you have 70 guys coming to your school from the transfer portal.
30 of them were freshmen too.
I don't know what the expectations were, and TCU took it to offend. I mean, the spread was, I think, only 3.5.
Yeah, and TCU was there's a lot of stories going around, and none of it
was about, and for good reason. I mean, they sold ESPN. They found the big story, and they sold the big story with Bill Belichick. So they did their thing, and kind of what ESPN does. But what was your expectation? I mean, seriously.
Expected them to complete a pass in between a 2-hour time frame.
I'll give you that.
Or even look like a college football team.
Oh, they did on the first drive, and then I don't know what the hell happened.
That's because the first drive is scripted. And then everything else after that.
Okay, one last one. I just thought of this. So tradition is important in any program, and I think we see that all throughout NFL. We see it through college. So tradition is important in any program, any school, college, whatever. And when you think about Alabama, the tradition, like, remember what Nick Saban's office used to look like? Like, there was so much history in that. I don't know if you've seen what DeBoer did to that office. It looks like a Verizon wireless store. Totally changed it up. And not only did they throw out tradition, they clearly threw out the tradition of winning. I think Alabama, I don't know about you guys, I think Alabama's going to lose 3 or 4 games this year.
I'm with you.
And I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. That's my prediction. What say you guys? Are you punting on that, or are you going for it? Is Alabama out of the playoffs?
I think we're overreacting a little bit. Like,
there were signs last year when he lost to Vanderbilt.
No, and I understand FSU only had 2 wins and all. I get all that, and I know they lost. But at the same time, you had a brand new quarterback that's never played before. I mean, like, the same way we need to pump the brakes on Archie Manning and all the hype he got, and now everyone's saying he's a bust, and after one freaking game, let's pump the brakes on some of these teams. And I just see it too much. It was 1 week of college football.
Yeah,
there is a lot of games left to be, because all of a sudden Alabama could go in and beat Georgia. It could happen. I understand.
It's at Georgia this year.
It doesn't matter though. Like, it could happen. And I know if you base everything off the first week, that there's no way in hell you're stupid for saying that. Well, crazier things have happened. Yep. So let's pump the brakes on all of this. Like, I don't even know why we're talking about playoffs yet. It's week 1.
Playoffs?
Like, we have, 9 more games to play before we even get to that. Like, we wait all this time to finally get to football, and then after 1 week, we're talking about the damn playoffs. So let's just enjoy it. Let's watch the games, and when it comes down to it, when all these games are played, then we can talk about the playoffs and whether this team deserves to be in, or who beat who, and all that bullshit that we do at the end of the year. That's what I think.
So to answer your question, Chris, they play Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, and Auburn 5 out of the last 6 weeks. They are not making the playoffs, and they are, in fact, losing 3 or 4
And we'll know if
definite.
they deserve to be in the playoffs because of those games. So let's just wait and watch.
Okay. Tennessee, L, South Carolina, L, LSU, L. Those
you
3.
Very well could be right.
And they already have 1 L.
But what happens if they lose all those and then they go and beat Georgia? What happens then?
Well, they played Georgia before those. So if
you know what I mean, though?
If they beat Georgia but lose to those 3, honestly, I think LSU is better than Georgia this year.
I mean, for all we know, FSU could come out and lose the rest of their games. They spent all offseason game planning for Alabama. That was their Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden they suck the rest of the year.
Yeah, and that's even worse for Alabama.
Anything could happen.
That's even worse for Alabama.
I'll give you that. We'll wait a few more weeks.
Let's give it some time. Like we wait all this time to watch these games, and now we're just
overreact to them.
Talking
That's
about
what we're waiting
playoffs.
for.
Let's wait. Let's watch the games. Let's enjoy it. And when playoffs come around, we can talk about that.
Well, listen, guys, that's all I got for 4th and Long.
Fourth and Long.
NFL. Before we get into the NFL, though, I'm gonna do my little announcement first. This episode is now proudly sponsored by Cut Social Betting Platform.
Oh, cool.
The Cut Betting social platform is allowing friends and strangers to bet directly against each other on the outcomes of sports, politics, pop culture, and other events. It is the ultimate put your money where your mouth is platform.
You know, that's what I like to do.
It is the ultimate put your money where your platform is, or put your money where your mouth is platform to act on people. Well, like, no, you're stupid for picking that team. So why I bring it up before is all of our games, some of our players. If you disagree with us at all, put your money where your mouth is. Yeah. Bet against us. Show us that we're crazy, and you actually think that, Dylan thinks the Bears are obviously going to win. If you think he's crazy,
bet against the Vikings.
Bet against him and the Bears. So anyway, we will put that code down below. You can join our group of where we will put some of these games that we're betting on, and if you want, you can bet against us. If not, and you think we're right, don't. But it's a cool little social betting platform that directly ties us to strangers or listeners to the show, and then obviously some of our friends.
Love it.
But this week's episode sponsored by Cut Social Betting Platform. You can find it on all the apps, social media. It is spelled CUTT, and you should be able to find it.
Yep.
To get into the NFL, though, we've been waiting a long time.
This first story,
me and Dylan's favorite,
broke my heart.
Yeah, this is also true.
So you know how we talk about how Jerry Jones is like, the gift that keeps on giving. Hey Jerry, fuck you for this.
Hey, we love
this. This is terrible, Jerry.
We love Jerry.
The hell?
I think it's great.
What the hell? 28 other teams. I'm fine with you trading Micah Parsons to, and you just happen to give him to the Packers. The Green Bay Packers. Obviously I'm pissed, but let me be the devil's advocate for you Packers fans. I'm going to remind you of a 2018 trade where the Bears bet on the wrong quarterback and went all in on a defensive pass rusher. You guys can probably tell me better than I can how that ended for us. Not with a Super Bowl ring. It ended with 1 double doink, 2 playoff appearances. So you are now paying $100 million for an average quarterback that's making top 5 money and the best pass rusher in the league. Well, one of the best pass rushers in the league, but no doubt probably the most versatile and, all over the field defensive player. And yeah, this is scary. I think we don't play the Packers for a while. We play the Packers week 15 and 17. So
this made me
we
laugh
have to
when I
wait.
saw it.
But when this happened, I definitely cried a little bit. But at the same time, are you Packers fans sold on Jordan Love? Because you can't get anywhere without the quarterback. We know that.
Well, and now you've really, really doubled down on Jordan Love.
Oh, you tripled down, brother. Yeah. This is it.
Yeah.
This is y'all's Super Bowl window.
Yeah.
So this is what you got.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
It's going to be interesting how it all shakes out. And I know there's a little injury disclosure of him.
Yes.
That spine. They were aware of before they did this.
Yeah.
But Jerry Jones, you never
dude.
All the interviews after just trying to convince yourself and your fans
Not
of
even
why
that.
this was.
Who did he sign right after?
Yeah.
Who did he went and signed Deron Bland, one of their very good cornerbacks, opposite of Trayvon Diggs. But yeah, literally 2 days after.
It was on purpose.
4 years, $92 million contract.
It was done to send a message of see, we do pay our players.
They
and
signed a D-tackle, their big D-tackle, Osa Odigizua, too, to a 4-year, $80 million deal.
Yeah.
This is the 4th contract he's given out this year. It's hilarious.
Again, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Except when you do this.
Yeah.
Except when you trade him to my team or my most hated team. I'm glad that honestly it wasn't, I don't know. Yeah, no, I can't even say I'm glad that it wasn't anyone else. This sucks. This is terrible. I have to watch Micah Parsons on twice a year play our team. So, yeah, shit. We'll see how that works out. But
Williams.
I'm very glad. Don't get me wrong. Us revamping the offensive line could not have come at a better time. Jesus. Because if we waited another year, oh my God. Dude, the Vikings revamped their O-line too.
The Lions D-line is pretty good. Now the Packers is pretty good.
Yep.
You have, I think the
Bears got a great defense.
Vikings,
Lions, Packers,
their D-lines are all good.
Yeah.
So big storylines though. We've got a good list. We're gonna
week one is here.
We're gonna name them out, and then me and Dylan are gonna maybe pick some of our ones that we're really looking forward to. I think the one that everyone is kind of circled, they're already marketing it. I've seen it, and I just kind of roll my eyes. Is the whole Aaron Rodgers, Steelers, and Justin Fields.
They swap
Jets.
teams.
They swap teams. It is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's not like.
It's not a revenge game.
No, it's not.
It's
and it's not like,
oh, cool, they were on opposite teams last year.
So
nobody cares.
No one, I think, really
media
truly cares when it comes to fan bases.
I'm very curious to see the new look Steelers. The Steelers changed a lot. So,
I am
realistically, I'm curious to see Justin Fields on his new team. I don't think they're going to be very good. The offense could end up being kind of productive because, the O-line's not bad. They're going to have to score a lot of points, too, because I don't have a lot of faith in
I don't have a lot of faith in Justin
all.
Fields scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, but I'm very curious to see the Steelers and, DK Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith. There's a lot of cool pieces on the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, obviously. Yeah. But, yeah.
So we've talked about this before. We're the year 2 quarterbacks. You've got the Caleb Williams versus J.J. McCarthy. You got the Jaden Daniels versus Giants. You've got the Drake May versus the Raiders. Bo Nix versus the Titans. Michael Penix versus the Buccaneers. Which one are you? I know maybe besides the Caleb Williams because that one's obvious, and you can touch on that one just because it's your team. But which one truly are you really excited to just see either take that next step, continue what he did last year?
I'm going to pick out 2. I mean, Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix. Well, they're both divisional matchups, but Jaden Daniels specifically, one, because, everyone's waiting to see if he's going to have a sophomore slump, but they're just new look offense. They added new offensive linemen, Deebo Samuel. The Giants, they, don't get me wrong, have probably one of the toughest schedules in the NFL, but their defense is going to be so good this year, especially their D-line, front 7 in general. And so I'm very, very excited to see Jaden Daniels operate against that. Because but I'm not kidding. This is going to be one of the best defenses he plays all year, and he has to see them twice.
Well, and
the Giants spent a ton of money.
If you remember, we talked about this last year. We pulled up the graphic. Remember last year of how the points scored the first couple weeks of the NFL season, and how good it's continued to go down and down and down because the defenses have gotten better. Yep. So that's going to be very interesting to see too if that trend stays the same to where it either drops, stays the same, or kind of gets back to where it was. So that's going to be a fun little storyline for me personally, just to see if history repeats itself. Mine, I won't talk about Drake May just because he's on my team. Maybe the same way Caleb Williams. Of course, I want to see him do good, especially with a new coach and everything like that. I really want to see Michael Penix succeed.
Well, for a couple of reasons. I mean, no one played on the Buccaneers or the Falcons, really. They're
this game
all
could
starters,
be ugly.
offense and defense. It really could be a field goal fest, which sucks.
Yeah.
But it could also just be a game where no defense is played and it's all offense. That's what I'm hoping for because I have Kyle Pitts on a few fantasy
and I've got Drake London on a couple teams.
Yeah, I do too. I've got Drake London.
I've got Ibuka on a couple teams. So there's a lot of fantasy talent on these two teams that I know people took some very, some pick or counting on some of these players to perform for them. But yeah, like you just said, with the trends that we've seen the past couple years of defenses and points way down to teams who don't play their starters, this one does scare me a little bit that it's going to be just a field goal. All of a sudden the final score is 14-9. Yeah. And
I hope not. I really hope not.
I do too. I know you're probably wanting to talk a little bit about your Bears. You will be there.
I'm going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to be there in our family season ticket spot, like section 117. I've been on record saying that
realistic expectations.
I've been on record saying that I think JJ is going to be good this year. He's not going to be good against us. The defense is too good.
He's not going to be good all year, Dylan.
We're going to be pressuring him a lot. And Dennis Allen is going to be, The secondary is not going to let up a lot of space. Jefferson's banged up. Addison's not playing. So they went and traded for Adam Thielen. Aaron Jones is, injury risk always. Jordan Mason's good. And then, their defense is good. But I'm very excited to see Caleb. I do think that he's going to have a great year. You got to wait and see, obviously, but the new O-line, new skills position players, and just rapport all around with the guys that were there last year, DJ Moore and Rome, and Cole Kmet. I think the Bears could be one of those teams that end up finally surprising a lot of people, or maybe not surprising people, but people are just kind of looking at them like, oh yeah, it's about damn time. I mean, it's only been fourth or fifth time that we've expected this.
What it's going to be is it's going to be, well, no shit, they're finally good. They got Ben Johnson. Look what he did with the Lions.
Oh, we all saw this.
The first round pick and Caleb Williams and all these guys. Of course they're good now. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, but if they weren't good, it'd be, we knew it, Cullen.
This is exactly what I said last week with people setting themselves up to be right no matter what. No, I am too. Not only just because you're a Bears fan, I am excited to watch this team play as well because I'm a huge Ben Johnson fan. I also like Colston Loveland. I like DJ Moore. I like a lot of the guys on your team that I think are very, very talented. They just haven't had the right support or coaching system to bring that out. And I think when you take a guy who was under Dan Campbell and what they did with the Lions, it's hard not to think that is kind of going to be repeated in a way, in Ben Johnson's way. But, naturally stuff like that rubs off when you're under a coach like that for so long. So I am excited to see them play. My team, though, I'm going to stay true. I just want to see potential. Yeah. And I do think one of my picks for the last, last season bets that we have, I think Drake May is going to have way more control over the offense than he did last year. Yep. I think he was on a very, very short leash last year. He was told not to do things. He was told how to play. And I just don't think it didn't really bode that well for him. Nope. Where we have seen reports come out of Josh McDaniels and some of what they're saying they're going to let him do. I truly think they're going to let him go out there and play football and try to figure it out. And that goes into one of my bets. But my favorite, just to wrap up, of who I'm most excited truly to see if they have what it takes with a lot of talent is Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Do you think the Drake May matchup is a good matchup for week one with him? I mean, new coach, new system.
100%.
The Raiders are not going to have a very good,
for like fantasy wise, like
or just a good matchup just for him personally, for your team, for the Patriots.
I think, 100%. I think it's going to be a great, and it's kind of Josh McDaniels, you can kind of say revenge game. So
it is.
It could be, you just really never know in the first week. It could either go really, really good or it could go really, really bad. Yeah. But I think they're going to let him play football, where last year they didn't. They just put all these handcuffs on him and told him what he couldn't do, and he couldn't run, and you don't want to get hurt, and there was just so many things that they told him last year, and this year I think they're going to let him play.
Let him play.
And I think that's what they should do.
Well, we all have exciting games for this first week. I think the Dolphins, they play the Colts, so I got to go against AJ. Sorry, AJ. But the Dolphins are going to get the dub. You guys are going to be 0-1 to start the season.
Is it?
So 1 o'clock Sunday. 1 o'clock Sunday. I believe it is in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be a fun game, I guess.
Yeah. So to go into we did it last year. Everyone saw we had our winner. Austin won last year. We do our pick'ems. We do all the primetime games. We'll do the Thanksgiving. We'll do Christmas. We'll do all the special games. And then we also pick a player, fantasy-wise, or a prop, whatever the case may be. Everyone picks their own, whether they go under or over. It was really cool. We did last year. We kept the records of all of it. I was literally came one game or out of the totals of our players and our records. I was one behind Austin, but he did win last year.
This is my year.
To kick off this year, though, for the pick'em,
I'm going undefeated, guys.
We've got 4 games. We'll go through these a little bit quick. Cowboys, Eagles, Chargers, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Vikings, Bears. First game tomorrow. By the time you guys are watching this episode, it will be later that night. I've got the Eagles in this. They're at home. Super Bowl coming off the banner and everything like that. Cowboys, we've mentioned what we think of the Cowboys. Ugh. I think Dak Prescott could throw the ball probably 50 times in this game because I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball to save their life.
Lamb's going to have like 20 catches.
Or at least 20 targets.
Yep.
I like the Eagles. I'm not going to pick against the defending Super Bowl champions at home, season opener, Thursday night. So I will be picking the Eagles for this one.
Yep, I'm picking the Eagles too. It's plain and simple. There is no reason to pick the Cowboys in this whatsoever, especially after the last really half year they've had.
Next one, I didn't even realize this was in Brazil.
Yes, it is. It's Friday.
I just thought it was on Friday, but it's in Brazil, kind of like they did last year.
Yep.
Chargers, Chiefs. I'm going to go with the same thing. I think the Chargers are going to be better this year. Last year they were good. They dealt with a lot of injuries. Yep. I like Jim Harbaugh. I like their, what they're building there. I just am not going to pick against the Chiefs, though, especially opening night. Yep. Andy Reid being able to game plan for this team for as long as he has.
Yep.
It's in Brazil. I really don't care about the Rashid Rice suspension. I'm going to go with Mahomes in Brazil for this one.
I'm probably going Chiefs, too. I tried so hard to take the Chargers, but, they already, Rashawn Slater, their left tackle, is out for the year already. And Chiefs love bringing pressure. The Chargers still have a decent O-line, but I don't think, even without Rashid Rice, that the Chiefs are losing this game. Yeah. There's no way. Chiefs, give me.
This one, I think, is probably going to be the best game of the week.
What a crappy matchup for week one.
Well, I wouldn't say crappy matchup.
Well, for these teams, though, like you don't even have time to get started.
Because, this game could determine seeding at the end of the year, 100%.
Yep.
And it's happening week one.
Uh-huh.
Ravens, Bills. This is going to be an awesome game. You have two, MVP quarterbacks. A lot of people say that Lamar Jackson should have been the MVP over Josh Allen last year. And then the top 100 players comes out and Lamar's Josh Allen is 3 and Lamar was 2. So you obviously know what the players think about that and how all that voting went down. I'm really, really excited for this game. I think I might need to wait to pick this one until our graphic comes out.
Now, because I'm picking. I can't.
I'm going to go with the Ravens.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm going to go with the Ravens on the road.
Wait a minute. The Bills are favored at home, though. Remember, they're favored in every game this year. You're going against the Bills?
I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to be able to run the ball very well. They're healthy. Their defense, I think, is a little bit better.
And
they
just paid Kyle Hamilton.
They have easily, I think, the best roster in football. Besides the Eagles, it's probably them and the Eagles.
Even if Jair Alexander doesn't play, they've got one of the best secondaries in the league. They have Mike Green on the line now. After already, they had a good pass rush last year. Good linebackers again. And they just added. DeAndre Hopkins is still okay. So it's got Bateman, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Keaton Mitchell's back now.
You got all the
Mark
running
Andrews,
backs.
even when Likely's not healthy. Yeah. Mark Andrews. The Ravens are probably going to win this
now,
game,
this one could also fall under a little bit of kind of the whole defense is going to play very well because the whole trend of what we were talking about with the seasons of how the first couple of weeks, there just hasn't been a ton of points scored. So I could see this being low scoring as well.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we predicted the Texas and Ohio State game was going to be really low scoring when everyone thought it was just going to be a shootout fest.
Yeah.
I like the Ravens. The Bills are going to be great. They're going to win their division. They're going to be in the playoffs, but it just really to this game to be week one when we don't know what these teams their identity is going to be for this season.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the best roster over kind of trying to just guess on who's going to have a better.
Yeah.
So I'll go with the Ravens.
All right.
I'll pick for you just because you made me. Last one, because you were there, Monday Night Football, Vikings at Bears. I don't know. We know who you're going to take. No, I'll probably go with the Bears as well. Because they're at home, they're playing against a rookie quarterback.
We're
their
underdogs,
defense
by
is
the
good.
way. We're 1.5.
Are you
underdogs.
Really?
Oh yeah,
that's
you
a little
can
shocking.
bet we are pissed about it.
That's a little shocking.
Even better. I'm glad we're underdogs. I really am.
That is a little shocking.
Don't they give the home team automatically 3 points too?
The home team normally
we're
gets
still. Yeah.
That's why it's shocking. I'm going to pick the Bears, though. Their defense is going to be good. They're going to be playing way more energized than they were last year.
Oh, yeah.
They're at home, Monday night, rookie quarterback. All the hype that has gone around, all the talk around that team, around the coach.
Yep.
I'm going to believe it for this game just because they are going against a rookie quarterback.
Oh, man, I hope so. I really hope so. I'm looking forward to it.
McCarthy's going to have 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears. That's a dub, and we're both going to go 4-0 this week.
So now, like we kind of did it with the quarterbacks, the second-year guys. Let's go into maybe 1 or 2 of the rookies. Cam Ward versus the Broncos, Tyler Warren versus the Dolphins, Janty versus the Patriots, Henderson versus the Raiders, Omar Hampton versus the Chiefs, Travis Hunter versus the Panthers. Who are you most excited to see?
Oh, Travis Hunter.
I was going to say the same.
Travis Hunter. I think I'm Tyler Warren as well, but I think the 2 I'm looking forward to the most are probably Janty and Hunter's, the 2 Heisman guys.
You were pretty high on Janty.
I think he's going to be pretty good. I think he is going to be pretty good. I think the Raiders are decent enough, and Chip Kelly's their offensive coordinator, so I think they're going to use him a lot in the passing game. Yeah, Janty. I mean, we get Janty and Henderson on opposite sides of the field or opposite sidelines for that game. So I'll be tuning into that game and then Travis Hunter's debut the most, I think.
Yeah, I like Travis Hunter because I want to know how they're going to handle the whole playing on offense and playing on defense.
He's a starting receiver and then he's on the second team defense.
I saw that.
Cornerback 3 or something.
He's so talented, and it would just really, really suck to just have him for half or less than half the year because he's just trying to play this unicorn role of being on both sides of the ball instead of really just focusing on one. That's what I'm most excited, and also just the talent. I mean, he's out of all the rookies when it comes to offense, I think he has the most impact on a team out of all of them that went in that top round. So I really am excited. Another one you kind of left off this list.
Scatterboo. Why is Scatterboo not on this list?
And the Panthers. The Panthers. What's his name?
McMillan.
Yes.
Yeah. Ted McMillan.
So there's a couple other ones.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, and there's a lot. They're going to be impact guys, especially for fantasy wise. I know everyone is going to be paying attention to that of how they're doing and whether to start the rookie or whether to start the veteran guy who's been around for a while.
Yep.
But no, Travis Hunter, I'm excited to see Travis Hunter play and to really see the role that they choose to give him.
There's a lot. I mean, honestly, the first and second round rookies is just, there's so many. I think we talked about it with AJ a few times. He brought up, like, this is the last of the COVID classes.
Yeah.
This is the last time that you'll see a draft class where you go into like rounds 4, 5, and 6 and you're getting guys that can start and will probably, there are more than a few that are starting week 1, starting tomorrow. Yeah. And I'm very excited. The NFL has never been this loaded with talent, and just give me football.
It goes on top of all the conversations we've had where some of these rookies are beating out veterans that these teams paid in the offseason. So it just goes to show even more how competitive that this has gotten to where you've got rookies in the 3rd, 4th round who are taking spots over guys who got paid contracts for 2-3 years on some of these teams.
No, I'm so excited. But without further ado, this is our last round.
Season props. Here we go.
And man, boy, did I find 2. I loved my picks this year so much that I went in last night. I'm sure you saw me sent it. I made all 6 of them just one 6-leg season parlay.
That's a lot of confidence there.
God damn.
So how confident? What'd you bet? $100?
All right. No. 15.
That's still
dude, I'm balling on a chunk of
change. Come on now.
Okay?
Throw $100 at that. Make it fun.
No. That's like a $500 payout over. But
I don't blame you.
To start my season props final round, I saw that, so after a post came out about how the Bengals completely revamped their offense to complement Chase Brown's skill set, his prize pick line for scrimmage yards is 1,200. That's 1,199.5 rush plus receiving yards. I think he has somewhere near 1,800 instead. It's going to be somewhere between 1,500 and 1,800. That bet is way too small. And if you can find it on CutBet. I don't know how their lines work yet. I'll have to go in and check out.
They don't do a ton of player prop. They do like, say, for instance, you pick the Bears. They do kind of money line spreads. So if I think the Bears are going to win but cover the spread, I could say, no, I don't think they're going to cover the spread. So you kind of like bet it. So you're always betting against of what it is. You don't bet the same.
Interesting.
So if I think the Patriots are going to win and someone's like, you're stupid for thinking Drake May is going to go in and win his first game, I'm betting against you. That's how it works.
Okay.
So same thing for you. If someone thinks you're stupid that the Vikings aren't going to beat the Bears still suck, they can go, the Bears aren't going to win, and I'm going to bet the Vikings.
Gotcha.
But now the person who places the first bet sets it. So if it's just money line, if it's just spread, if it's whatever, you're always betting the opposite of what the bet is.
Okay.
Yes.
Does someone have to bet against you too? Like what happens if you place a bet and then nobody matches it?
Then no one matches it.
Okay.
No one matches it.
Okay.
So my next one, it's definitely validated for his performances in the past 3 seasons, but Kyle Pitts' receiving line is getting to the point where it's like, yeah, no shit, he gets over this. 549.5 receiving yards for Kyle Pitts this year.
Stays healthy.
And I'm pretty sure, if he stays healthy, and he was, Penix targeted him a good bit in the offense ending last year, but I gotta believe that they're, a tight end is a quarterback's best friend. It's like you are doing your QB a disservice by not using the tight end position. And the Falcons apparently have just never known that, ever. Like, never. And so hopefully this is the year that they finally learn.
They have a Hall of Fame former tight end, though.
Yeah, his Hall of Fame career was on the Chiefs, though. They can't take credit for Tony Gonzalez.
Okay.
They barely used him when he was on the Falcons anyways. That's, 549.5 receiving yards for Kyle Pitts. Give me that. Give me my 6-leg season parlay and ride off into the sunset. That's
my first pick for this week for our last round. I kind of mentioned it. Drake May over 499.9 rushing yards. I think they're going to let him do whatever he wants. He ran a lot in college. They're going to finally just be like, if you want to run. We got design runs. Let's treat you like a Josh Allen-esque type player, which is what I thought he was. I told you that when we first drafted him.
Yeah.
So I think they're finally going to let the chains off of him, and they're just going to let him do his own thing, and his rushing yards are going to be a huge benefactor of that. My next one, Courtland Sutton, 875.5 receiving yards.
That's low.
I really like this one because he is Bo Nix's favorite target.
Yeah.
He's been, they
added Evan Ingram, Marvin Mims.
All the running backs they have, they're going to be able to run the ball, play action, deep passes.
Yeah.
I really, really like Courtland Sutton this year. I also like Bo Nix, so that's kind of a little bit where it goes into play. I like the quarterback. I like Courtland Sutton to, I think, probably have an 1,000-yard year this year if he stays healthy. I know he's kind of had some injuries with some hamstrings and here and there. If he stays healthy for a good majority of the year, I think he's a 1,000-yard receiver and he gets over that 875 mark.
I like it. All right, Chris.
Okay, so here's what I've got. So pay a little homage to the local kid who we drive by his little mural down the street here every day. Justin Fields, I'm going to take the over. He is at 0.5 games over 300 yards passing in one game. He only has to do it one time. So I looked it up. He's done it 9 times in his career. He's only started 45 games. That's 20%. To compare that to someone like a Jalen Hurts has basically had 300 yards passing in 25% of his starts.
He had like 66 starts and he's done it like 16.
And his number's at 2.5. So he'd have to do it 3 times. So because of that, I think Justin, 1 week somewhere, it's going to happen. He's got to do it one time. So I'm going to take the over. I think that's an easy one.
Look, the last one. Before you go to your last one, if he can't do that one time.
Oh, God. Yeah.
The all-time bad beat.
If he can't do that one time.
Week 18 at 299.
If he can't throw for 300 yards in one game this year.
Just once.
He shouldn't be an NFL
bigger
quarterback.
Problems.
Come on.
That's all I'll say.
I agree.
So I like that one. That will be a fun one to kind of.
That's a great one.
When it finally happens or when it doesn't.
Yes! Exactly.
All right.
So the last one, nice blue blood here. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers. So his yards, he's at 3199.5.
Passing, yeah.
Do you know how many yards he had last year when he basically had a crappy season?
A down year.
Last year he threw 3,897 yards.
28
almost 4,000 yards.
Yep.
His numbers at 3,200. I think it's disrespectful.
Oh, yeah.
I think he goes over. I think he probably does it by week 15.
Yeah.
So I got the over on Aaron Rodgers.
Those are two very good ones. Those are very good value and lines that should. I mean, the Justin Field one kind of has some.
Yeah.
There's a reason to believe that just because one, he's got injury risks. The Jets might not be very good, but one time.
How do you not do it one time?
Just once.
You shouldn't be an NFL quarterback if you don't do it one time.
Just once. And then Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
That's going to wrap up episode 53, though.
Yes,
happy
sir.
NFL. Obviously, by the time you're watching this, happy NFL opening day.
Yes.
We hope you enjoy it.
It's going to be awesome.
Can't
go,
wait.
baby.
We've waited so long for this. Don't forget, use our code.
Yes, sir.
And sign up for that. Join some of our picks. Or we're probably not going to... I mean, we'll be selective on some of them. We're not just going to bet every single game. That's not how I bet, and I know that's not how Dylan bets. But the games that we feel strongly in, we're going to throw them out there. If you're listening, if you want to go against us, you think we're crazy,
that'll be kind of fun. That's a little different.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I like it.
That's the motto.
Flynn. Let's see it, Flynn. You disagree with me? Bet it.
Yeah, bet it. But no, thank you again. Hope everyone enjoys the NFL football, all it comes with. I saw a tweet. It said we have NFL football tomorrow night, NFL football Friday night, a full another Saturday, a full Sunday, and then wrap it up with Monday night
Bears
football.
W.
What a
5
week.
straight
What a
days
week.
of football.
It's going to be amazing.
Across NFL and college.
We don't have a weekend without football until February.
We are back. We got through.
Finally.
We got through it, and we can all rejoice. But yes, thank you again. Episode 53. Leave a like, follow, subscribe, use our code, and we will see you guys next week.
Sure. It's been real, guys.